Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Coding Bytes. I am Salina, an educator at Coding Lab. Have you ever been confused as to what you need to do after your ART swab test? Don't worry, we got you covered. In this episode, we are going to create our very own Python program which can tell us what is the next step we should take. We will be declaring variables, asking for user inputs, and using if-elif-else in our program. If you're ready, here's a preview of what you're going to create today. Once the program is run, a welcome message will appear first to tell the user what this program is about. You might also want to add any extra message that you want to tell the user over here. In this case, we are going to inform the user that this program is only for those eligible for the home recovery program. After the message has been printed, we are going to ask the user for the ART result. There are 3 possible results from an ART test: positive, negative, and invalid. So we'll be programming what happens when the user gets each of those results. Let me show you an example. Let's say the user gets a negative result. And this message will appear to let the user know that it's safe to continue with daily activities. We are now going to look at the flowchart to see the other 2 pathways. We'll be referring to this flowchart to help guide us when we are programming. If you look at the flowchart, you can see the 3 different pathways: negative, positive, and invalid. So we have talked about the negative pathway just now. So let us look at the other 2. So once the user receives the respective messages based on the results, the program will end. So are you ready to start programming? If you are, let's begin. As this is a Python program, I am using Python 3.8.7 software. You can use any software that supports Python. As you can see here, I have prepared the welcome message. Feel free to type your own message. We are using the print function to make sure that our message would be displayed as the output later on. Once that's done, we are going to ask for the ART result. We are going to declare a variable called result, and it is going to store the user test result. Then, we are using the input function to let the user type their answer. So, result equals to input, parenthesis, then speech marks, and the question itself. So if you look at the flowchart, the question is, what is your ART result? What is your ART result? Do make sure you include the possible results that the user can type. So in this case, positive, negative, invalid. And then close bracket. After that, we are going to program the different pathways based on the result given. We are going to use if-elif-else statement to check for the different cases. Let's start with the negative case. So we are going to use the if statement to check if the result is equals to negative result. If result double equals quotation negative. We put negative between the quotation marks because the answers that your user gave will be a string. So what do we want to do if the result is negative? Based on the preview and the flowchart, we are just going to tell the user to continue with the daily activities. And we are going to use the print function to display the message later on as the output. So print, congratulations, you can continue with your daily activities. Okay, and we are done with our negative pathway. Let's move on to the positive result. For the positive result, we are going to program it using the elif statement. Check the indentation and make sure that it aligns with the if statement above. And we are just going to type elif result double equals to positive. Now, what do the user need to do when he or she gets a positive result? So let's look at the flowchart. From the flowchart, we are going to ask whether the user have any symptoms. So let's declare a variable for that. Use the input function and then include the question itself. Okay, and then of course, don't forget to add in the possible answers that the user needs to type. So it's either yes or no. And close bracket. Next, we will need to program what happens if there are symptoms and no symptoms. We are going to use the if-else statement for this. If there's symptom, what will happen? If not, which is under else, what will happen? Let's see if you can fill up what the user needs to do when there's symptoms. So if sim double equals to yes, then what kind of message do you want to print? Then if no symptoms, which is under else, what is the message that you want to let the user know? So you may refer to the flowchart to help you. So please pause the video over here to try it out by yourself. Welcome back. If you have tried it, do check your answers. Did you get it correct? If yes, good job. And with that, we are done with the positive result. For invalid result, we are going to program it using the elif statement. Make sure that the indentation is the same as the above elif statement. Elif. So elif result double equals invalid. Similar to where the result is positive, we will be asking the user another question. So declare a variable first. So my variable will be times, followed by the input function, the question, and of course the possible answers. So from the flowchart, we are going to ask how many times have you taken the ART? Okay, so the possible answers is either 1 or 2. Okay, and because 1 or 2 are numbers or integers, we are going to do some casting over here. So since the answers will be in a string, we are going to cast it to an integer. So we are going to use the int function to do that. And we are going to type it in front of the input. So int, parenthesis, and don't forget the close bracket at the very end. So int input, how many times have you taken the ART? 1 or 2. Okay. And since there are 2 possible answers, we will need to use if-else statement for the next step. So I will leave it to you to try it out by yourself first. Once again, you can pause the video over here. Welcome back. Good job trying it out. Check to see if you got it correct. Take note that if times double equals to 1, there is no quotation marks over here because 1 is an integer and not a string. Because we did the casting, the step before that. If you're correct, good job. And we are done with the invalid result. So we are almost done with the programming. Even though we have programmed all 3 possible results, we will add in something extra. What if the user does not type any of the 3 results and instead type something else? We will want to give a reminder to the user to type in the appropriate answer. So let's do that too. We are going to program the reminder under the else statement. So if all the conditions written above are false, what do you want to happen? We are going to print a message that says results not detected. Please enter either of the 3 results. And you can state what is the 3 result: positive, negative, or invalid. And then don't forget, close bracket. And we are done with our programming. That's it. So let's run the program and see if it works. Okay, what is your ART result? So let's check for invalid. How many times have you taken the ART? 1. Take the ART test again. So that's correct, and yay, it works. So that's how you create the program that will help the user to decide the next step to take after the ART test. I hope that you have learned something with me today. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and click subscribe for more coding videos. Do head down to the comment section below to tell us what you think about this video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye.